Sidhu Moose Wala. You hear this name all the time in the television for the last couple of days. He happened to be a Punjabi singer. In fact, his story starts as a young kid who comes to Canada as an international student. And of course, he gets Khalistanized. And, that is the thing today. Many people are sad. Many people never heard of his name, hearing it for first time. Many people have been a die-hard fan of this young man who was killed at the age of 28. And who was he? In fact, the question is Sidhu Moose Wala, the Canadian Khalistani. Was he a gangster or a Hindu-hating anti-national? Let's see what people are talking about. This cartoon is from Satish Acharya. He says, singer Sidhu Moose Wala shot dead a day after security withdrawn by Punjab government. Sidhu Moose Wala. In fact, the Canadian Khalistanis have been a big fan of AAP, like they are a big fan of Pakistan and ISI. And probably they are getting to know the color of Kejriwal and his gang. And they realize nowadays you see a lot of negative message for AAP. It's unbelievable, But you have a lot of comments here, Security, these are all AAP handles. You can see security was reduced, not withdrawn. In fact, my question is simple. I'm not saying right or wrong, but these guys were making millions. He was a big popular singer. Why not they can have their own VIP setups or their own security forces or private security? Why the government has to do handout for them? It's not like they were very poor people. So I don't know whether you support Kejriwal or not, whether they did it with some intention of eliminating him or what, we don't know. Because, Kejriwal, you can never trust him in either way. Satish Acharya says security is withdrawn, but here Rishi says security reduced, not withdrawn. 2 security guards and a bulletproof car still with him. Security was reduced, not withdrawn. Get your facts right. And
वो पूरा शो विक्टिम ब्लेमिंग पे बेस्ड है. क्राइम पेट्रोल वाले कह रहे हैं कि देखो यार, क्रिमिनल तो क्राइम करेगा ही, तुम सतर्क क्यों नहीं रहते?
And अच्छा सिद्धू मूसेवाला क्या ही गलती है. You go a long way with this. Let's move on from here, okay? But Kejriwal lost a lot of support for sure between the Canadian Khalistanis after this. It looks like for sure. Uday Rana goes to say rapper Sidhu Wala was a global icon, but he was also Brampton's own. I wrote about what Sidhu meant to his beloved B-town. For slain Punjabi hip-hop star Sidhu Moose Wala, Brampton was second home. Okay, and there are articles about it. International hip-hop community is reeling today, So these are all Brampton news, where he was living, okay. Sad day for the parents. Sidhu Moose Wala father giving last fold to his mustaches. Last ride. Moose Wala will be in his tractor. Oh, okay. The one he used in the hyped up farmer protest from Canada. Okay. 5911 will be cremated in his own fields. Okay. And of course, farmer protest was supported by AAP. And today, Kejriwal as is called very lovingly, party has removed his security and got him out of the game. Bishwajit goes on to say, brutal murder of Moose Wala followed by dirty politics put Bhagwat Mann government into line of fire. At the same time, blessing in disguise. Punjab government must start cleansing process ASAP. Public sentiment with the government start with gangsters, with political patronage. Indira says, okay, if you support Bindi in the sense, I guess, Bindiranwale, Bindi and Khalistan, your parents will cry like bitches. Moose Wala, Jute Wala, by Indira. Our friend Kejriwal says, I don't know politics. I am a simple person. Abhishek Datta asks, do you think so? Bhupesh Yadav responds, neither he knows politics nor he knows governance. Even he is not worth to be called as a human being. Moosewala. Many people are upset at him. 3 AK-94 rifles were used to spray bullet. Thank you, AAP government of Bhagwat Mann and Kejriwal. Question is very simple. Is pre-1984 is coming back? Is that what AAP promised to the Khalistani gang who funded them? Yeah, guess what? AK-94 rifles were used to spray bullets on the middle of the road. And if you had to thank somebody, that is Arvind Kejriwal, okay, who you guys funded. Thank you, Kejriwal. Here is a Paki dude who says, oh, break my heart. And another Paki dude has, shared that post. It's unbelievable. These Pakistani guys will not allow to live Sikh in peace in Pakistan or Afghanistan. They will chase them out, and when gangsters attack each other in India, see how they are propagating. Is that not cool? Okay, and some ignorant and some whatever you call them fall prey for them. In Mohali, Vicky Maidukara, student leader belonged to Akalidal, shot dead in August 2021. His murderer stayed in apartment of Sidhu Moose Wala in Homeland Heights in Mohali. Moose Wala manager also on run under this case. Wow, is interesting? So he is not only a professional singer, it looks like. Punjabi music industry, auto turner, abusive rapping, vulgar visuals, glorification of violence equal to hateful story. Moosewala, Sidhu Moosewala. Who will be fighting in which party? When you are a Khalistani, you have only two options, right? To fight for election. One could be Kejriwal party of AAP, or it could be Congress. And this guy chose to fight from Congress. We need justice, and so do many others, and definitely this young man needs justice too, for sure. Yeah, this is the question I asked before. Should the government give police protection to people like Moosewala at the cost of the taxpayer money? They can recommend them, saying that you are under threat, so that they can hire their own private detectives, private security, etc. Don't you think so? If you say yes or no, please comment, because these guys are not poor, right? They're multi-millionaires, even though they became millionaires by abusing India or abusing Hindus, right? If that is the case, why not they can spend the money, even if otherwise? Why not they can spend their own money in hiring their own private detectives and private security forces? Okay, why the government has to shell out the common people taxpayer money for that is my question, but there could be multiple views to it. Congress ticket holder, Punjabi singer Sidhu Moose Wala shot dead after his security was withdrawn by Punjab government, of course Kejriwal government. Not long ago, another Punjabi singer, Deep Sidhu, was killed in a road accident for his active role in farmer protest. Yeah, they both were involved in farmer protest, and they both had the support of Kejriwal, and both were ditched by Kejriwal. Okay, you give your comment. Do you agree with that, or Congress is a party which is culprit in this too, like 1984? Who is responsible for it? Who is responsible for this young man killing? Was the minister Singla of Mansa was sacked because he opposed or knew or couldn't be trusted with Moosewala assassination? You never know. This question is for our party.
Sidhu Paji, love you. ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੋਪਰੇ ਕਦੋਂ ਹੋਣਾ ਸਿਆਲਕੋਟ ਕੋਪਰੇ ਤੋਂ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਭਾਜੀ ਇਨਸ਼ਾਅੱਲਾ ਅੱਜ ਹੀ
What he was saying, Pakistan mere jaan, is that what I was saying? So you know where he stands. Atrocious. The DGP Punjab to say that Sidhu Moosewala was shot in an inter-gang rivalry. In a way, he was declared the artist Moosewala was a gangster. Sad. You know what? There are proofs for it. the tweet we went through before about the Akalida student leader murder, the murderer staying in Moosewala's home says, but everybody has different opinions, for sure. Security must be in impartial hands. Chaudhry Ali goes on to say it cannot be in the hands of the Kejriwal and gang, and based on the threat perception and not on any other grounds. Rip Sidhu Moose Wala. But again, why not he can hire his own private security force? Was he lacking money? Was he not capable of doing it? He was a big shot for sure. This is Sidhu Moosewala's father after the funeral, taking off the turban and showing he lost everything, which is a very devastating feeling for any father for sure. But what do you do? Gang wars has to be controlled. It looks like it is coming in full force in Punjab. Drugs, mafias, gangs and gang wars, are becoming the backbone of Punjab, I guess. So unless until a good government comes with nationalistic thinking, or a guy like I was just seeing the post of IPS Gill saying, "Are you missing me yet?" Probably a guy like that who can come and clean up the system is the need of the hour, I guess. What do you say? This is Moosewala's last ride. This is again a Pakistani handle, peaceful guy, writing Sidhu Moosewala was a freedom fighter. Indian government killed him brutally. Man, do you understand gangsters get killed, brutally? It's not the first time the Indian Sikhs have been brutally murdered before. Sidhu was a supporter of Khalistan. Dude, once upon a time, you had 42% of minority Sikhs there in Punjab. What happened to them in Lahore? You come here and give a crocodile tear, dude? Okay. See, Punjab singer and Congress leader Sidhu Moosewala dead. December 2020, Moosewala released a single, Punjab My Motherland, in which he glorified Khalistani separatists. Jarnail Singh Bhindranwale. The song also includes visuals and speeches made by Khalistani supporter Buffer Singh Balbir in the late 1980s. Sidhu Moosewala, what do you think? The Canadian Khalistani, typically brainwashed Khalistani who comes as a kid here, is he a gangster or a Hindu-hating anti-national? Oh, Pakistan, mere jaan. We are missing you, sir. KP Gill, Khalistani. Yeah, many moms and dads are losing their children. For sure, the Punjab needs a cleanup and it needs a tough person for sure. Khalistani shooting Pro-Khalistani. How cute. Let me clear you. Lawrence Bijoni is a hardcore anti-Khalistani, he says. Gunit Kaur says activities of Khalistani groups located in North America should be investigated within the limits prescribed by the law to prevent reoccurrences of such a violence orchestrated by Khalistan movement in 1980. Those Hindus who called him Khalistani, those Hindus, man, Indian cities. Do you know his father was a retired army personnel? Okay. And he himself loved his country and Punjab. Look at his rights with the Indian flag. Is that is also true that when the kids come to Canada, they get brainwashed? That is something what has to be investigated also. Khalistanis demand Khalistan. Why? What will be the possibility of achieving the separate country? What are you going to accomplish? Khalistan sitting in Canada, America, Britain, give up their citizen and will come home? I seriously doubt. Another peaceful dude. Check the level of general nonsense in India against very being of Khalistani young blood. Okay, guys, you have reduced Sikh to nothing. Okay, over there in Pakistan, do you know that? Okay, you converted from being a Sikh. You know that? Justice for Sidhu Moosewala. ना ट्रेंड करना शुरू कर दे. A certified Khalistani who have openly simped for Bhindranwale do not deserve any attention. Master stroke by Kejriwal by removing the security for Khalistani supporter Sidhu Chad Kejriwal. Dear Hindus, a Khalistani dog was liquidated by Why Weep, says Tarun 1959. Dear Hindus, be happy that one Khalistani support who abused Hindus has died. It's a happy moment for us. With a smiley face, watch IPL final. Dr. Smoking Skills, sad day for Khalistani supporter Sidhu Moose Wala meets the same fate of Bhindranwale, dead due to bullet shots. Amrit Kaur says, once again Punjab needs a cop like Gill. Yes, we wanted cops like Gill so that our Punjab could get rid of the new Khalistani babies. Arguably the greatest Indian since independence. Definitely the greatest Jat Sikh of all time. An Indian brave remembered on his 5th death anniversary. IPS Gill. Why uproar and sympathy for Sidhu Moose Wala? It's a shame that we can't even choose our ideal. A known Khalistani sympathizer, supporter of Bhindranwale. He goes where he belongs to. No sorry. Ki ho gaya paji? He has some cartoons too with Bhindranwale. So many people have different input. Some of the big controversies about Sidhu Moose Wala. He was known to openly promote the gun culture, glorifying gangsters in provocative songs. He is facing charges of promoting violence and gun culture in his song Sanju. The controversy in 2019, his song Jati, Jena Merodi Bandok Vardi, released in September 2019, kicked off the controversy over reference to 18th century Sikh warrior Mai Bango. He was accused of showing the Sikh warrior in poor light. Moose Wala had later tendered an apology. Scapegoat song. In April 2022, Sidhu Moose Wala has sparked row after he targeted Aam Aadmi Party and its supporters in his latest song, Scapegoat. The singer had allegedly called AAP supporter Gadar in his song. No wonder AAP government pulled his security down. Okay, I know Kejriwal doesn't take punches lying down, and this one was a big one back. Support for Khalistan. Sidhu Moose Wala name was also associated with Khalistan support in December 2020. Moose Wala had allegedly supported Khalistan separatist Jarnail Singh Bhindranwale in one of his songs, Punjab My Motherland. The song also included some scenes from speech given by Khalistan supporter Bhupur Singh Balbir in 1980 using AK-47 with policemen. In May 2022, videos of Moose Wala went viral on social media in which he was seen taking training in operating AK-47 and a personal pistol along with 5 policemen. Cases were registered against Moose Wala under the Arms Act and police started raids to nab him. However, Moose Wala went underground to evade arrest. He was later granted bail for his involvement in police investigation. So this is Moose Wala for you, the kid who came to Canada and got radicalized. Yeah, of course, he was talent-filled and to rise to the top with 6 million plus followers on different social media platforms, and taking on Arvind Kejriwal for him became very costly. What do you think of Sidhu Moose Wala? Did he took panga with Arvind Kejriwal, the man who you never want to fight with, Arvind Kejriwal? Or gang war between the gangsters? Okay, you have seen couple of proofs and tweets regarding that too. Okay, or you are just thinking he is a Hindu-hating Khalistani who calls Pakistan mere jaan. What do you say? Is it time for India to cry, or is it time for India to take a big breath and say one enemy down? What say you? Go ahead and like the video, subscribe the channel, and also comment your opinion. Okay, you can be for it or for against it. What we are doing is we are going through what the people are saying about, and you give your comment because it's a valuable input for us. Okay, make it happen, friends. Hare Krishna.